Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new online guitar lesson. Guys, today it's time to talk about the major scale, but of course, I want to create something completely different for this lesson. You know, when we talk about the major scale, we always think about something boring or something that is very used a lot in music, and guitar players, especially, we tend to play it up and down all the time, and this becomes quite a bit obvious if we don't try to use new ideas while we are playing, while we are improvising. Let's say that generally speaking, the major scale is the foundation for all the most part of the music that we listen to every day. But the purpose of this lesson is to try to give you more ideas to make the major scale a little bit more modern. So in 5 different steps, I will tell you how to make the major scale more interesting, and I will make it more spicy, let's say, for your improvisation, and to obtain sounds that are not usual, but you can still use for many music styles, from jazz to rock to metal to blues, etc., etc. You just have to have an open mind. But guys, before starting this lesson, please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also you can find all the lesson materials on my Patreon page, and by subscribing you can of course sustain my channel, but also you can have access to more original material that I don't publish here on YouTube. So the first things first that we have to do is to take the major scale, and we're going to take this scale starting by the 8th fret. Okay, so we're gonna try the major scale with 3 notes for strings. Okay, so it's the classic fingerings, the classic shape. So this scale is quite easy, and it's also quite obvious because the fingering is always 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4, and then it changes here with 1 3 4 1 2 4. And I strongly suggest you to start with the 3 note for strings because it's way easier, and it makes it even easier if we want to create a more modern sound. So the first thing that we have to do, the first step, is to try to subtract some notes. We have to cut out some notes, and the first note that I would like to cut out is the 7th. So if we have a scale that is formed by the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, but we don't have B, the 7th, so we are gonna have a new type of scale, like hexatonic scale, let's say. That is a scale with 6 sounds instead of 7, and this scale is going to sound like that. So this scale can be used on different octaves, and the advantage is that it is formed always by the same group of intervals, and this translates on guitar into something very, very easy because we have all the time the same pattern that is repeated. Okay, it can be also used as an exercise. So let's see how it works over the backing track that I used at the beginning of this video. Okay, guys, the second approach, the second step can be to subtract the 4th. And in general, what I try to tell you is that I'm going to try to cut out the tritone. So the 4th, the shape, the sharp 4th interval, which is an interval that is in the major scale formed by the notes F and B. So this forms a dissonance that creates a lot of tension. So this tension can be very useful in harmony in general, and when we play, when we improvise. But generally speaking, when we want something more fluid and more, let's say, original and kind of a liquid sound, I don't know how to explain it. We have to try to cut out the dissonances. Okay, we're gonna have a more sharpened sound, and this sound can be also obtained by cutting off the 4th. So we're gonna have a scale that is formed by the notes 1 2 3 5 6 7, specifically C, D, E, G, A, and D. Okay, so let's see how this scale works. And it's more or less the same principle as the previous one, but it's gonna sound slightly differently. Let's see now how it works over the backing track. Okay, the third step is to change a little bit the fingerings, changing the shapes of the scale for itself. Instead of 3 notes per strings, we're going to use 4 notes per strings. Now, this involves a little bit of stretching, so it's not easy, especially if you are trying to play this scale in this portion. The neck is going to be really messed up, so you don't want to really do that, but you want to play this type of shapes over the highest part of the neck. So what I did is let's see now how this sounds over the backing track. Whenever you're gonna change to 4 notes for strings, you're gonna make it a little bit more difficult for some reason, but at the same time, it will sound way more fluid. The fourth step is now to change the intervallic structure of the scale. It might sound a little bit difficult, but it's not. So instead of having a scale that is formed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what I want to do is cutting again the 7th, and I want to have only a scale that is formed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But instead of 1, 2, 3, we're gonna have a thing, a shape that is always 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So we're gonna have 1 sharp 2, 3, and 4th sharp 5 and 6. So it's gonna sound. Okay, this if you play this idea with some certain amount of speed, it's gonna sound more or less like some type of Alan Holdsworth shape, which is very cool, of course. But at the same time, you have to be sure that you are gonna play this type of ideas at a certain speed, because otherwise it's gonna sound very dissonant. Let's see how it works over a backing track. And last but not least, there is another idea that we can use, which is simply adding chromaticism into the major scale. So let's see the first idea that we used before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can simply add a chromaticism here with a finger that we have spare. So simple, but so effective. Okay, this creates some type of, definitely a chromatic sound, but still we are in the major scale. So if you try to use this chromaticism while you are playing also the major scale, the result will be a little bit more original. Let's see how it works over the backing track. It's everything I have for today, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave me a big thumb up if you liked this lesson. Also, don't forget to add me on Instagram and on TikTok. I like to connect with you on these platforms as well. And I will see you all next time.